Hi, this is Tristan Rivers, and this is my interactive style guide. This is a fun little style guide that has these elements that you can kind of play around with and things that move around. It really creates a great experience for the user. So I've got a text here that says a style guide is a document that provides guidelines for the way a brand should be presented from both a graphic and a language perspective. Just a brief explanation of what a style guide is in this great little splash screen, you could call it. Alright, so clicking this button takes me to the table of contents, and it presents me with this view of all of the different elements that are within the style guide. So let's start off with the logo. This is a brilliant logo, I think. I am so happy with it. I designed it myself in Adobe Illustrator using drop shadows and linear shadows and gradients, and I really think that the product turned out fantastically well. I appreciate how it can be used on a light background as well as a dark background, and to be honest with you, a lot of my project has been inspired by this single logo, which is kind of exactly what you want when you're creating a brand. Is you want something that can inspire and can be inspired by, and I really think that this logo encompasses all of that. So I'm very happy with it. I love the way it looks. I love the bright orange, the bright yellow. It just looks fantastic. Alright, next up is the copy treatment, and this is how the copy is treated on the page if it's a body of text. So copy uses a drop cap playfair display character. So that is this over here. You see it says BODY. It's a drop cap. It then uses a 100 character spaced open sans bold. The rest of the body is completed below the drop cap. So it just kind of ties everything together, and it brings an elegant style to the body. It's nothing crazy, but I really do like the way that it looks, and I do like the effect that it has on the site. Alright, so this is the image treatment. So when I place images on the site, I first pull them into Photoshop and I apply the cutout filter. You kind of mess around with values, and then when you're done with that, you take the background out and you screen in a single color on top of every single layer. And what this does is it pulls all of the imagery of the site together, because it means that any image that you bring in, if you apply this treatment to that image, you're gonna get the same look and feel, and that's just what you want. Is you want the same theme to be present throughout the entire site, and I think this effect and this technique really does apply that theme, and it does apply that consistency that you're really looking for. Right, if I go back to the table of contents, we'll have a look at the color palette. This is just the hex values of the colors that I'm using in the site. I think these are very bright, vibrant, eye-catching. They're a bit comfortable. They're like a comfortable color palette. They're not rough in your eyes. It works with that black and white contrast as well. I think these colors they complement each other. They're complementary colors. This is the copy tone. So copy must be written from a reader's perspective, as if I, Tristan, am speaking about myself. I like to use a conversational tone. So it's casual, but we want to give it that punch that really impacts the reader and makes it feel like it's more of a personal site. So an example of this is Tristan Rivers, the mastermind behind the project. But what makes me tick? See, that me kind of just brings in that extra element of conversation and of relation. Alright, the nav and the footer, this just presents us with a demo, and this is the footer down here, and this is the nav up here, and it's got this cool little animation when you press it. All of these elements are interactable, hoverable, and closing that just takes you out of the demo. Next up is the buttons. These are just your basic buttons. It applies I like the single 1 pixel border, black border with black copy underlined as well, so you know where to click. And then a hover gets rid of the border, makes it a single color. I really like the style. And the same kind of thing is happening for these next buttons. And then this is part of a UI element. And then the contact button, I want it to be punchy and to catch the person's attention, and making it solid black kind of just makes it stick out from from everywhere that you see it. If we then have, oh, sorry, we went to buttons already. If we go to the UI elements, we get a demo of the home slider. So this is the slider with all of the different elements working together. I think it's got some really great transitions and great animations. It takes you back here. And then finally we have the layout. So this is quite an important thing to speak about, and that is that every single element in this site and in this design and in the style guide as well follows a very strict 12 column layout. So just make sure that there's that consistency and there's that feeling. It pulls everything together and really unifies the entire site. It's quite important. And that's it for the interactive style guide. Thank you very much.